All right, so we've got a mountain of info here about OpenAI's new Canvas thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a pretty big deal. Like everyone's saying this could change how we work with AI. Instead of just, asking questions, it's like we're moving into some kind of collaboration zone.
Yeah, it's really interesting how OpenAI is kind of shifting ChatGPT from just a tool, to like a genuine thought partner. It's like the difference between just sending a quick text and actually sitting down with someone to brainstorm.
Okay, I'm listening. So instead of that back and forth question and answer, it's more like you've got this whole workspace now.
Yeah.
Where you and ChatGPT are building something together.
Exactly. Remember how we used to think of ChatGPT as that chat window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ask a question, get an answer. Canvas totally changes that. Now it's all about working side by side, going back and forth and like really iterating until you get to something. It's almost like having an editor or even someone who really knows how to code just there all the time.
So this isn't just them like making ChatGPT a bit better. It's a whole different approach. You're saying that on October 3rd, they didn't just launch a new feature. They actually unveiled a totally new way of working with AI.
Absolutely. And they're being smart about it. They're rolling it out first to ChatGPT Plus and those team users. And then after that, enterprise and education users will get it. But they do plan to make Canvas available to everyone using ChatGPT free eventually.
Makes you wonder if this is the future of how we'll work with AI, period. It's way more organic, more like a true partnership. But how does this actually work in practice? Like, let's say I'm writing something. So how does this whole collaboration thing actually work? Like, let's say I'm stuck. You know that feeling when you've been staring at the same paragraph for like an hour and the words just don't make sense anymore?
Oh, totally.
I'd usually ask ChatGPT for help, but even then it's kind of like, I don't know, just throwing things at a wall.
It can be. Yeah, like you're just asking for general advice without any real context.
Right.
But the cool thing about Canvas is you can get really specific with what you're asking for. So in that writer's block situation, instead of giving ChatGPT your whole draft, you can now just like highlight a sentence or even just a phrase and ask Canvas for feedback on that specific part.
Okay, so it's like saying, ChatGPT, focus your big AI brain on this and tell me what's up. That's kind of amazing. But is it just going to tell me about typos and grammar stuff, or does it actually get what I'm trying to say?
Oh, it's way more than grammar. We're talking clarity, flow, even making sure your tone is right.
Yeah.
Like imagine you need to make your writing shorter for Twitter, or maybe you have this technical thing you need to explain to, normal people.
Yeah.
Canvas can actually adjust the reading level, like from kindergarten all the way up to like a PhD dissertation.
Seriously, it can do that. That's insane. Journalists could use that to make complex stuff make sense. Businesses could target different people. You could even, change your writing style for different clients.
Exactly. And there's more. Let's say you're writing a fun blog post and you want to, add some personality. You can actually ask Canvas to put emojis in your writing.
Wait, what? Okay, that's both hilarious and kind of brilliant. I never thought I'd be asking AI for emoji help, but here we are. So Canvas. Great for us writers, but what about the coders out there? Okay, so Canvas sounds like a game changer for us writers, but I know we've got a lot of coders listening in. Is this thing really going to shake things up for them, or is it just like a fancy spell check for code?
Oh no, it's way more than that. Think about this. You're deep in some coding project, right?
Right.
And ChatGPT's throwing all these awesome suggestions your way. But then you need to find that one specific suggestion from like hours ago, buried in a chat window that's a mile long.
Ugh. Yeah, I can see how that would be a nightmare. I get lost in my email inbox, let alone a chat history full of code.
Right. But with Canvas, everything stays organized. Every single suggestion, revision, comment, it's all tracked and you see it right there with your project. No more endless scrolling, no more copying and pasting between windows.
Okay, that actually sounds really nice. But does it actually help you write better code?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about how Canvas gets all the nuances of language? Well, it understands code too. Canvas can actually look at your code, tell you what could be better, even help you find those sneaky bugs you missed.
So it's like having another programmer looking over your shoulder, but without like the awkward silence and judgment.
Yeah, exactly. And let's not forget about translating code. Have you ever had to switch a project from one language to another?
Oh, tell me about it.
Total pain, right? But Canvas makes that whole process so much easier. Let's say you've got this amazing project written in Python, and now you need it in JavaScript. No problem. Canvas works with tons of different programming languages, so going from one to another is a breeze.
Wow. Okay, this is seriously impressive. But we've talked a lot about what this thing can do, but what about the how? Like, how did OpenAI teach an AI to actually be a good collaborator? That seems way different from the old ChatGPT we're used to.
Yeah, that's a great question. And it gets to the heart of why Canvas is such a big deal. Basically, they had to teach GPT-4o, the model behind all this, how to actually work with someone. They used some really cool techniques, like they created a ton of this synthetic data. It's basically like millions of practice conversations and projects all made up to train GPT-4o on how humans actually collaborate.
So they basically built a whole fake world to teach Canvas how to be a good collaborator. That's wild.
I know, right? And they taught it when to open a canvas, how to make specific changes instead of just rewriting the whole thing, and even how to give feedback that's useful and makes sense. They even had real people test it out to make sure the comments Canvas gave were accurate and, actually helpful.
It definitely sounds like they went all in on this. They really wanted to build something that could change how we work. So where do we go from here? What does this mean for AI and collaboration in general?
Well, OpenAI sees this as just the start. Canvas is a huge step towards a future where AI isn't just a tool, it's like a full-on partner in creating things. Imagine architects using Canvas to design buildings, musicians writing symphonies, even scientists using it to analyze data. It could be anything.
It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. We've gone past the whole robots are taking over thing, and now we're talking about AI helping us do our best work. So if you had to leave our listeners with one thought, what would it be?
Think about the last time you were stuck on something. Could be a work presentation, some code, even just an email, anything. What if, instead of struggling alone, you had this, brilliant partner right there with you? Someone to help you see every angle, make your ideas better, and just make something amazing. That's what Canvas could be, and that's a future I'm actually excited about.
I hear that. Well, that's it for this deep dive into the future of AI. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and catch you next time.